Bob Menendez better than anyone else, and that's his son, Bob Menendez Jr.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Rowan University, for having us here today. New Jersey is where my grandparents, after leaving Cuba in search of freedom and opportunity, chose to plant their American roots. New Jersey is where my father's American experience began. Born the son of immigrants raised in a tenement, the first in his family to go to college, my father's journey has been a true test of the American dream. But every day we see an administration and a Republican Congress trying to redefine not just the American dream, but what it means to be American. And we see the future of the America that we know and love in peril. An America true and proud of its diverse history. An America that is better when it is welcoming of new generations of immigrants who are seeking the same liberties and opportunities as those who came before them. New Jersey is where generations of immigrants from every corner of the globe have come to start a new life, to live, to work, to sacrifice, to try and own a piece of that American dream. They took that incredible leap of faith because they believed in the promise of America. If we want that America, if we want to be that beacon of freedom and promise, if we want an America where we are not defined by the color of our skin or the religion that we practice, the time has come to take action. And there is no more powerful way to show our resistance to Donald Trump's vision of America than by sending Bob Menendez back to the United States Senate. I know my father has the vision and the experience that we need in Washington today more than ever, because I have watched my father fight every day for the principles and ideals that his mother instilled in him. A woman who left the only country she ever knew to forge a new life for her children based on the belief that here, in America, the road goes as far and as long as your talent and your skill will take you. It is the foundation of what the American dream means, has always meant, and needs to continue to mean for future generations of Americans. If we demand, as we should, a true representative government, we need representatives who have walked a mile in our shoes and who understand what it means to struggle, to wake up every morning and do the best that we can with our given abilities, and who, when we fall, we rise back up and never give up, never stop trying, because that is what it takes to show the world what it means to be Jersey strong. That representative, that man in the arena is Bob Menendez, and I could not be more proud to call him my father. Ladies and gentlemen, our senator now for the next 6 years, Bob Menendez.
Well, thank you, Rob, for that kind introduction. My son, you wrote it just as I delivered it to you, so thanks so much, son. Love you dearly, and thanks. And to my friends, Mayor Menendez, Mayor, where are you? Thanks so much. Toughest job in America, being a mayor. I truly appreciate that, having been one for 6 years. To Freeholder Shin and Gula, thank you so much for capsulizing some of our work and for your advocacy, and to our great Senate President, Steve Sweeney, who does a fantastic job as the Senate President. Thank you, Mr. President, for as well. To our other colleagues in government who are here as well, several of the senators, I appreciate them being here. And I appreciate being here at Rowan College in Gloucester County. For 50 years now, this community college has innovated and excelled at meeting the needs of a diverse student body. From aspiring firefighters and police officers, to students seeking an affordable path to a 4-year degree, to workers dreaming of taking their careers to the next level. RCGC reminds us that higher education doesn't have to mean higher tuition bills and even higher mountains of student debt. When we invest, so it's a great when we invest in our communities, we create opportunity. And when we create opportunity, the people of New Jersey seize that opportunity. They reach for it, they build on it, they make it their own. In doing so, they build a brighter future for all of us. That has been my life's work, working to bring opportunity to the people of New Jersey, working to make sure that everyone gets a fair shot. And that's why I'm running again for the United States Senate, to make sure that opportunity is there. Opportunity is what makes America great. It's what makes this country exceptional. The promise that anything is possible because everyone is welcome and all of us are equal. That's the story of America. It's a story I know well. Because only in America could someone like me stand here as your United States Senator. Someone whose mother was a seamstress and father a carpenter. Someone who was the first in my family to go to college, just like many Rowan College students will be. Someone who had big dreams and now proudly stands with all of those who are dreamers. Someone who had to work hard for everything, but who had the opportunity because America is the land of opportunity. So whether you grew up across the river from the Liberty Bell, or as I did, staring up at the Statue of Liberty, we New Jerseyans are united by our love of freedom, our thirst for opportunity, our respect for diversity, and our belief in the American dream. We're a state of immigrants, of dreamers, of innovators, and inventors, of hardworking families who believe in the promise of this nation. The promise that in America, hard work is rewarded. That if you give it your all, you get ahead. And that if you do your best, your children will even do better. Yet these days, many Americans feel like the promise isn't holding up. Families are working harder than ever. Meanwhile, Washington barely works at all. The result is an economy that works against the American people when it should be working for them. For young people, it's mountains of student loan debt they cannot overcome. For workers, it's the 1-2 punch of stagnant wages and soaring living costs. For stressed out parents, it's the fear that they'll never be able to fully retire. New Jersey families face these challenges and more each and every day. Yet we have a president in Washington with no interest in solving those challenges. He spends his days distracting us and dividing us, but never delivering for us. He believes that being wealthy is the same as being worthy. Under his watch, healthcare is getting more expensive, environmental protections are being gutted, and women's rights are under attack. He thinks that climate joke is a change and that we should let big oil drill off the shore of New Jersey. His idea for affordable health care is don't get sick. So here's the problem. The president and his enablers want a Washington run by CEO values. Profits over people, stockholders over students, corporate interests over communities. They may work for a company, but it's no way to run a country. We saw it after students and teachers were gunned down in Parkland. And instead of taking action, the president and his allies caved into the gun industry. We saw it when they passed a tax bill that treats New Jersey's middle class like America's piggy bank, just so that those at the very top get even more for doing less. We saw it when instead of draining the swamp, he became the swamp. And behind all the reckless tweets is the same old failed-down, trickle-down agenda. Well, I've yet to see a corporate tax cut, repair a bridge, cover a tuition bill, or pay for a senior's medicine. The idea that if the rich get richer, the benefits will trickle down to the rest of us has never worked, and it sure isn't working now. Since the passage of the Trump tax plan, corporations have spent $225 billion of their tax cut buying back their own stock and padding the profits of wealthy shareholders. $225 billion in stock buybacks. That's 45 times more than the $5 billion they've spent on wage increases or bonuses. Even worse, many of these same companies are laying off workers left and right. So it's no wonder why so many Americans are working harder than ever for less than ever. 50 years ago, CEOs made 20 times more than the average worker. But today, Fortune magazine found that in 2016, CEOs of the 350 largest companies were paid an average of $15.6 million. That's 271 times more than their typical employee. So look, we all want to see success rewarded, but that too is part of the American dream. But when anyone in government thinks that we should cut taxes for CEOs who make 100 or 200 or even sometimes 300 times more than the average worker, we have lost our way. And when we lose our way, too many people get left behind. So here's the challenge we face. Wealthy CEOs already get to call all the shots in our economy. We can't let them call all the shots in our government as well. We don't need a government guided by CEO values. We need a government guided by teacher values, by first responder values, by hardworking immigrant values, and by middle class values. These are your values, and they are the values that join us and that I hold up in the United States Senate. That's why I fight to create jobs that pay living wages and stand up for principles like equal pay for equal work for women. That's why I work tirelessly to bring federal funds back to our state, investments that create jobs right here in South Jersey, investments that unleash opportunity and grow our economy, like the federal funding to bring the KC-46 tankers to Joint Base McGuire-Dix Lakehurst, America's one and only tri-service base and South Jersey's largest employer, or the transportation grants that made the new port in Paulsboro possible. Bringing opportunity to every New Jersey community is #1 priority in my thoughts. That's why I have fought for the people of Camden with this whole series of transportation grants that have helped pave the way for big employers like Cooper and Subaru to expand and create jobs. That's why I proudly led the effort to increase support for community health providers like Complete Care and South Jersey Family Medical Centers, which together serve over 280,000 patients each year. That's why I passed the Autism Cares Act and secured funding for cutting-edge medical research on cancer and Alzheimer's and other health challenges. And that's why I will never, ever stop fighting to make universal health care a reality for every man and woman in America. When families are bankrupt by medical bills, I was fighting to pass the Affordable Care Act and expand Medicaid to over 500,000 New Jerseyans. When drug companies were hiking costs on cancer patients, I was working to make medicine affordable for families and seniors. And where some were trying to repeal health care reform and strip coverage away for more than 700,000 New Jerseyans, I stood with you, I fought for you, and together we prevailed in our fight to protect our care. And that is a fight we're going to continue to lead. There's a reason we call ourselves Jersey Strong. When the going gets tough, we get tougher. We all remember the destruction left behind by Superstorm Sandy. Destroyed homes, millions without power, dozens of lives lost forever. Some politicians showed up for the photo ops, and then they skipped town. Not me. When the cameras left, I stuck by New Jersey families. When Congress denied us disaster relief, I went to war for New Jersey families and won. And when they were cheated by government agencies, I fought back and delivered for New Jersey families $300 million more than they were denied originally. Some call me stubborn. I say I'm persistent. Maybe that's the Jersey in me. But I can tell you that every time I vote to make health care more affordable, and our gun laws more sensible, and our economy more equitable, I do it for you. I do it for New Jersey. I know that candidates always say that this election is the most important ever. But think about the events of the past year. The chaos, the division, the dysfunction. No matter what you care about, the safety of our schools, the health of our families, the security of our country, your votes and your support have never mattered more. In recent days, young people across New Jersey and our country have reminded us that it is our job to fight for them above all else. And they're right. Our children deserve a government that will tackle the big challenges like climate change and protect pristine natural resources like the Jersey Shore. They deserve a government that will stand up to special interests, protect them from gun violence, and keep their schools and city streets safe. They deserve a government that will champion their success, a government that will not trash or trample, but stay true to our values. Values like hard work and opportunity, equal rights and diversity, liberty and justice for all. They may not be CEO values, but they are New Jersey values. They are American values. They are values worth fighting for because they define who we are as a people. In these most uncertain of times, we must stand by these values, and we must stand by each other. That's what makes us Jersey strong. When the cause is just, we don't give in. When the odds are long, we don't give up. And when the foe is bigger and stronger, we don't back down. And we're not backing down in this fight for the very soul of our country. Thank you so much for having me. God bless you.